bridged Shibarium to be active on both ETH and SHIB. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, the move, what it's been like, all that good stuff.
Yeah, the Shibarium chain, just a year old. It's still nascent. We now have our token, which is live on Ethereum and Shibarium. We have the same contract address on both. Due to our partnership with Shib, we do use the official Shib bridge for anybody who is bridging over. But more importantly, into our tech stack. And I see that we do have the Shib account here as well. I just want to give a shout out to them for always supporting us in spaces like this. But more importantly, in our tech stack, we are also our validator for the Shibarium network has been live for I think under a month right now, and just in the last week, we've become, I think, the fourth largest validator on the entire chain, which kind of speaks towards the excitement that the community has for us launching. So not only are we bringing our token over there, but our product is launching in less than a month, and we've already become one of the largest validators on the chain.
So you guys had a huge function at ETH Toronto. You even had a main stage presentation. Now, as an official partner for SHIB, you guys had a very, very good spot because not only did you have a main stage presentation, but then Shaitoshi had a presentation directly after that. So you had an audience of people that were very ready. What did you guys do on stage?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with both Shaitoshi and Cal. They're both advisors on K9 as well. Our booth at the conference was directly next to the SHIB booth, so we got to collaborate with their team on creating an activation. And part of that was that we brought two dogs. So our mascot is a German Shepherd, and theirs is, of course, the Shiba Inu. So we had two dogs at the conference, and as a surprise to our community, we were making three announcements at the conference. And to fulfill these announcements, we had the German Shepherd actually go on stage. It's actually a dog that's an actor and went on stage and sat down, and we had a voiceover and a video to make these announcements as the first ever dog speaking at a crypto conference. And our first announcement was actually our first tier one exchange listing. So last week we went live on gate.io. The second announcement was that our testnet is now live, and we've had more people testing our testnet than we could have ever imagined. We have a ton of activity there, and it's been a really great learning experience for what the community wants to see and wants to see go live. And our third announcement was officially setting the final date for when liquid staking is going to be live on the SHIB blockchain, and that's September 18th. So it's a date that our community and the broader SHIB army has been looking forward to for some time. And that's going to be September 18th, so less than a month.
Relative to what you mentioned earlier, you were saying how TVL is really important for you, and you also compared yourselves to Lido. So, what is Lido's role on Ethereum as far as TVL, and then comparably, what are you looking to accomplish on Shibarium if you're trying to do the same thing?
Yeah, great question. So if you were to look at a graph of TVL on Ethereum, there's a very clear spike in their TVL, and that clear spike coincides directly with when Lido went live. So when Lido went live, it allowed people to delegate their Ethereum to a validator and received staked ETH in return. And this ETH could be used in a variety of DeFi products on Ethereum. And in essence, that's the exact same product that we're offering on Shibarium. But typically, when liquid staking products are active on an L2, so for example, Polygon, you're delegating your Matic on the L1, and you're receiving your stake position on the L1 as well. So where we differentiate and how we've created this official partnership with Shib is that we looked at it saying a chain can only really grow with more TVL, and that's what we've seen with Tron in an immense manner in the last week or so. But we wanted to create a little bit of a different product. So the way that we've built this is that people are still delegating their position to a validator on the L1, but they're immediately receiving that staked position on the L2 to have an immediate representation of TVL on the chain. So when we're looking at data aggregators like anywhere on CoinGecko or DeFi Llama and things like that, Shibarium is often a chain that doesn't even make these lists yet. Although it has an incredibly large user base and wallet base, and I think very high up in terms of the number of transactions that are on the chain, but the TVL is not high enough to actually officially make these lists. So we've been working very hard to not only on our own product, but in working with the SHIB team to create this mutually advantageous product that's going to bring TVL direct to Shibarium. But it really only works with the adoption of the product by the broader community, and that's why we're so excited about just the number of people who have been testing the product, and more than we could have ever imagined.
So you said something that was really interesting, and it sounds so. It's like you guys are a force of nature, but like, how much TVL do you need to actually register on these things? Like, that's something fascinating. I guess I've never heard that before.
I don't have the exact metric. I think it's probably in the range of like 100 million in TVL, which puts you on
Okay.
some of these data aggregators like on DeFi Llama, and CoinGecko and things like that. And typically chains who are under this threshold, I don't have the number in front of me, they just don't get put on these lists. And these lists are just often things that show up on crypto Twitter where it's like, hey, here's the rising chain.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
No, I
Buzz.
got you. I got you,
Think.
bro. The internet is known for attacking Buzz. What we can do is we'll check with Funk. Funk. Oh,
Users on there. It's just the TVL is low, and that's where we fit in as hopefully providing a product that is going to help increase that.
Buzz, can you still hear us? Because we lost you for a minute there in outer space, bro. Uh-oh. We might have lost Buzz. Turtle.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Turtle, can you
Buzz
do me a
Lightyear, he's out of here.
yes, ground control to Major Buzz. Turtle, can you DM him and let him know to cycle back for us, please? And in the meantime, I will go to Funk. Oh, there he went. Awesome. Funk was also up at ETH Toronto and got to see this presentation, but he was also part of the larger part of the dogs running around. What was the reception from people hearing about K9 like on the ground, since you were there and you were part of that? How did that go for you?
Yeah, I just want to say, shame that Buzz got cut off because he's so well spoken and was going to give us interesting information on TVL and the chain. But yeah, when it comes to Toronto, all I can say is it really felt like K9 honestly had the most presence that was there, and I think there was two big reasons for that. One was because we had an actual Shiba Inu and an actual German Shepherd that people could come pet and take photos with, and it was right at the entrance, right? So right when you walk into the event, there's two dogs, and everyone wants to get a photo with these dogs, and it had the banner, the K9 banner behind it. So in all these photos people are posting to social media, it's got the K9 branding. It's got that right there. We were right next to the Shiba Inu official booth. They had a really strong presence there as well. So obviously it's not a competition. It's about reaching as many people as you can for both these industries. And of course, K9 is an official partner of Shiba Inu. So, our success is their success, and we're working together in that capacity. But that was amazing. And then we also had the trained German Shepherd go on stage, sit up in the chair, and we had a wonderful video play that kind of dropped kind of the announcement of our liquidity staking derivative product, which comes out the 18th of next month. So that date dropped there, and it was really, really exciting for everyone. And those are going to be the catalysts that bring, in our opinion, that bring the TVL to the Shibarium blockchain.
Hey,
so
I'm
that
back now. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
man?
Welcome back, Buzz.
I'll
Welcome back,
finish,
Buzz.
I'll just finish my thought there, but I like to
Yeah.
think that our liquidity staking derivative is going to be one of the catalysts that helps us reach those metrics that Buzz was talking about to get on those tracking sites for the most active, most powerful chains on the blockchain. Back to you, Buzz.
Oh, sorry,
Very
I
cool.
couldn't hear the the K9 account at all. I figured I may have been cutting off, but I'm not sure exactly where you guys lost me. But Elon is just a little bit annoying today. But another thing I wanted to talk about just in our presence at ETH Toronto is we were very active in the hackathon as well. So part of our DAO mission is to bring new builders onto the chain, because if you look at Tron and kind of create that parallel, things needed to get built. It was this combination of liquidity and utility. So you needed the money coming over and needed something for that money to actually do. And we're the main sponsor of the hackathon. We've had hundreds of submissions come in, and we're pleased to announce that there's been some really great submissions. One specifically from a team is already building on Shibarium, and it's to integrate our liquid staking token to become the pump.fun or the sun pump of Shibarium. So our token would become the main player there, just like how Solana is used for pump.fun. And just as the year is coming to a close, we're starting to now think about what's next for Canine DAO. Our mission is, of course, to bring these products to Shibarium and grow that TVL on the Shiba Inu blockchain. But we're starting to plan out our 2025 roadmap as well, which we're very excited about to kind of increase that pie in terms of the infrastructure that we're providing, not only for Shibarium, but other chains in the future who could benefit from a similar product of having a unique niche where we're providing liquid staking and people can delegate on an L1 and receive that liquid staking token on an L2. So very much active in planning our future as well.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you guys got some really, really amazing stuff going on. We've got Ken Dieter from Electric Capital, and I know, and you guys do a ton of stuff in DeFi. You guys are very connected in the space, very active. What is, your kind of take on the state of DeFi and, projects like Shibarium, leveraging the meme community to bring in, TVL into the DeFi community? Like, how are you seeing things? Like, what are you guys seeing over at Electric Capital?
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming through great.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, I mean, so I guess maybe one broad point, just to what you guys were talking about earlier about sort of being bored of this space. I actually see it fairly differently. There's certainly, kind of these waves that come and go. But, we spend a lot of time looking at developer data, and obviously work with a lot of founders and teams all the time. You see this kind of funny thing in crypto where when the cycles happen, all the developers tend to act in the same way. So what does that mean? So that means like when we're in the top of the bull market, it's sort of like, raining users, I guess maybe is the right way to say it. And so if you're a developer and you're trying to make your product work, if users are falling from the sky, you're gonna get your bucket and stop writing code and get out there and try to pick up as many users as you can, right? And everybody does that at the same time. And then when the bull market ends, then everyone kind of stops doing that and says, oh shoot, we actually need to go build something. Now, I think anyone who's been on the development side of software knows that if you really want to build something new and innovative, it just takes time, right? It takes time to figure out what you're going to build, and then you actually have to go build it. And then on the crypto side, you got to get audits and formal verification and all this kind of stuff to make sure that your thing is solid. You got to do your test net, et cetera, et cetera. And that tends to take anywhere from like 12 to 18 to 24 months, right? For like real innovation to happen. And so I think if you look at the timing of that, it's not surprising that sort of in what we would call the bear market here, that it seems boring, right? Because everyone's heads down building stuff. They sort of went back into their garages and are frantically coding away. I actually, from what I can tell, there's a lot of teams that are coming out of that phase right now. And so I think, there's a shot that we flip from like, oh, crypto's dead and boring and nothing's happening, to like, oh my God, where have all these teams been? Like, why is everyone announcing at the same time? Who knows if that will be the catalyst for, a different part of the market